For these questions, you're going to rewrite the fractions so that they have common denominators. Remember, a common denominator is when two or more fractions have the same denominator, or the bottom number. The directions also say to make sure the new fraction is equivalent. It's got to stay equal. So let's do some examples together. On number 1, we have two fractions, 2/12 and 2/6. The directions say to rewrite one of the fractions so that they have common denominators. So I could choose to rewrite 2/24 into an equivalent fraction or 2/6. I'm going to rewrite 2/6 to have 12ths because I can use multiplication to go from 6 to 12. So I'm going to rewrite 2/6 to be in 12ths. So I have to multiply by 2 to get to 12, and what I do on the bottom, got to do on the top, and 2 times 2 is 4. So I've rewritten 2/6 as 4/12, and now they both have common denominators. So let's do number 2. I have 6/8 and 2/4. Again, I can change fourths into eighths easier than I could change eighths into fourths. Because if I change fourths into eighths, I can use multiplication. But if I change eighths down to fourths, I would have to divide, and it's always easier to make equivalent fractions when you can multiply. So let's change 2/4 into eighths. So 4 times 2 is 8, and what I do to the bottom, got to do to the top. So 2 times 2 is 4. So now 6/8 and 4/8 have common denominators. So let's look at number 5. Here we have 3/4 and 5/12. So I think I'm going to change 3/4 into 12ths because that's going to be easier since I'll be able to use multiplication. So to get from fourths to 12ths, I have to multiply by 3, and what I do to the bottom, got to do to the top. So 3 times 3 is 9. So now I have 9/12 and 5/12. And we'll do one more together. Let's do 5/12 and 2/3. So I think I'm going to change the thirds into 12ths. That's going to be easier. So I have to multiply by 4, and what I do to the bottom, got to do to the top. So I'm going to change 2/3 to 8/12. So now I have 5/12 and 8/12, and they have common denominators. Making fractions have common denominators is a really important skill because to add fractions or subtract fractions, you have to have common denominators. All right, you try some on your own, and if you need help, you can come back and rewatch the video. Good luck.